Hi, Gloria Donahue with Nana's Cookery, and it's so good to see you in the kitchen again. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I make a lot of pies. Pies are a big favorite in my house. And lots of times you can make a pie that's just enough for 6 or 8 people and it's fine. It doesn't have to be a big celebration type thing or something you're taking for a big occasion. This is a pineapple cheese pie, which I never had till I was probably in my 20s. And I think the first time I tasted it was probably at an Italian bakery. And that was done in a great big sheet. But this is done by having a cooked pineapple filling that you put on the bottom of an unbaked crust. And it was an 8-ounce can of the crushed pineapple that comes with a juice in it. And so you take that can, put it in a little pan, you add 1/3 cup of sugar and a tablespoon of cornstarch. And then you stir that together and heat it over a medium heat until it starts to congeal and starts to turn clear, and then you cool it before you put it in the pie shell. And what I often do is, I'm lucky, I have 2 sinks. The one sink is smaller, so I'll put some ice in there and some water, and then I just put the pan in there because it will cool it off very quickly. It's a little harder if you only have 1 sink, because then you have to be careful that no one else is coming around while you have that pan in the sink. I remember one time I was cooling pudding in a pan in the sink years ago, and my husband just came in and ran the water. He had no idea what I was doing with it. So I'm going to mix now in the mixer 1 8-ounce bar of cream cheese. And you know you always bring it to room temperature as well as butter to cream it, because otherwise it just doesn't mix well. So I'm not even going to show you this cookbook. I'm so embarrassed. It's so old. It's wearing a lot of food, folks, but I love it. It's my Sweet Adeline's cookbook, and I make a lot of things from it. So the filling is 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese softened, 1/2 cup of regular sugar, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 2 eggs, a cup of milk, a teaspoon of vanilla, and then we're just going to have a little dusting of cinnamon. So now I'm going to put all those things in the mixing bowl. I have the cream cheese in there. I'm going to put the sugar. You know I always break the eggs separately because I have been known to get a piece of shell in there. Not very often, but once is enough. A teaspoon of vanilla, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a cup of milk. And I'm just going to beat all of that together. Well, we're ready to put our pie together before we get in the oven. To be honest, if I weren't filming it, I would put this more liquidy filling over closer to the oven. And if you have that option, I would say that's true for almost every pie that has sort of a runny filling, because just less chance of, you know, if you're having a problem with it. We're going to put the pineapple in the bottom of the pie crust and just spread it around. And again, make sure when you do your pie crust that there's no holes in it, because you don't want that filling running down under the crust, which could happen if there's a hole in there. We're going to put this in now, and this filling has a tendency to curdle. The cheese it's fine. I've made it many times and it's always fine. I'm going to use a ladle to put this over the pineapple, because I just want to go over the pineapple, not in the pineapple. Believe me, you can make a pie. If you think you can't, you can. I mentioned on another video, I recently had an 11-year-old girl over who wanted to meet Nana, and we baked in the kitchen, and I forgot to mention her name. Her name is Mary. So hi, Mary from New Jersey. She's 11. And she came and she made a coconut custard pie, and she made the pie crust, the filling, everything. And now we're just going, this is kind of tradition, a little bit of cinnamon on the top. So just want to be careful because these have pretty big holes on this. So always be careful when you go to sprinkle something. Okay, how big are the holes? There we go, and we'll take this over to the oven, and I'm going to move really carefully, folks. This is really runny. We'll see you when it comes out. Our cheese pie is out and cooled to room temperature. It does not have to be cold. In fact, many cheesecakes actually taste better if you take them out of the refrigerator a little while before you eat them. This is what we call an eggy pie, like a kind of a custardy pie. It's got eggs in there. So it rises more when it cooks, and then it settles as it cools, and that's perfectly normal. There isn't anything wrong with that. So this is a pie cutter. We cut a piece. We're going to go in and under, and we're going to put it on a plate. And there's our pineapple cheese pie. And I hope you enjoy it with people you love.